Sport for just $4.19 a month. That's right, $4.19. Hurry in today.
Jerry O'Connell and Cheryl Underwood from The Talk. Plus,
behind the scenes at Amazon Air in San Bernardino, where a mix of humans and robots.
Israel has unleashed a bombardment of missiles and rockets against Hamas terrorists in Gaza. The massive military assault comes as the United Nations warns that Gaza's 2 million residents face an escalating humanitarian catastrophe.
A story that shocked us takes a gruesome new turn. A model found dead inside of her downtown LA apartment. Could new revelations from her autopsy help solve this murder?
Passengers predicting punches will be thrown, others threatening to boycott the airline altogether. Will one airline's new boarding system cause turbulence in your travel?
Speaking of turbulence, no, I'm just kidding. Just a joke. All right, so a clip that at the time I thought was instant gold finally goes viral 5 years later. We'll bring you that in entertainment.
Better late than never, Doug. All right, we are in for our first moderate Santa Ana wind event of this season. We're talking about gusts in some spots, 60 and 70 miles an hour, critical fire weather, and warmer temperatures. All that coming up.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Ktla Dt Weekend Morning News at 9 o'clock. I'm Lauren Lister.
And I'm Pedro Rivera. Thank you for joining us. We have so much to talk about, but I do want to say earlier in the 4 on 5, you spoke about your dog.
Yeah.
I've gotten some great recommendations
Yeah,
so far.
what are people
I got
saying?
Callie.
Callie's very cute.
And Coco so far.
Those are both ones that are on the list.
For her new
Coco,
foster dog, possibly adopting if everything goes well. So those are 2 names right there from our
so
viewers.
sweet. I love those. I love those names.
Or Mike.
Mike.
Or Mike. Benjamin.
That's a Pedro name. All right, we are still seeing a little bit of cloud coverage from our Huntington Beach camera. And again, temperatures today pretty similar to what we felt yesterday, but warmer weather is on the way, and so are those really strong winds. 62 in Santa Monica right now, 65 in Santa Ana, 57 in Chino, and 59 in Lancaster. And this is what we can expect for those temperatures today. 86 in Palm Springs, 56 for Big Bear, 76 for El Monte, 75 for Long Beach, and up to 78 in Santa Clarita. Again, the winds are going to start to really pick up today, and we have very critical fire weather. We'll talk about all that coming up.
Now to the Middle East, where Israel has unleashed a bombardment of missiles and rockets against Hamas terrorists in Gaza.
The massive military assault comes as the United Nations warns that Gaza's 2 million residents face an escalating humanitarian catastrophe. KTLA's Carlos Herrera joins us now. Carlos.
Pedro, Lauren, hundreds of thousands of Israeli troops are on the ground in Gaza ahead of a brutal ground offensive. It's expected to expand in the next few days. Israel's defense minister says the war has now entered a new and deadlier stage. New video here showing Israeli tanks firing artillery towards the Gaza Strip. An apartment in a high-rise block and several cars in the area were destroyed. Israel's defense forces releasing this footage as well of several tanks lined up along a plain and tanks maneuvering amid sporadic explosions. This coming 3 weeks after Hamas militants attacked Jewish communities in southern Israel, killing 1,400 people and taking more than 200 hostage. Today's ground operations have not stopped Israel's intensive attack from the air. Explosions from continuous Israeli airstrikes lit up the sky over Gaza City for hours. Friday night was by far the most intense night of bombing. Israeli warplanes hit 150 underground targets, and they killed the head of Hamas's aerial operations. They also struck terror tunnels and underground combat spaces. The Hamas-controlled ministry says more than 7,300 Palestinians have been killed so far. And while the death toll has not been independently verified, what is clear is the devastation in Gaza. There's multiple bodies, including children. They're being covered in shrouds at area hospitals. Residents have been gathering at a central Gaza hospital to mourn loved ones who were killed overnight. These before and after satellite images showing the scale of the destruction. Communications have been heavily disrupted. The World Health Organization says it now lost contact. General Assembly calls for a humanitarian truce.
Israeli strikes on telecommunications installations and subsequent internet shutdown have effectively left Gazans with no way of knowing what is happening across Gaza and cut them off from the outside world. We remind all parties of their obligations under international humanitarian law and international human rights law.
But experts say a ceasefire not likely to happen. Saturday morning, Hamas continued to fire rockets into Israel, sending people running for cover. At least one rocket hit an apartment building in Tel Aviv Friday, injuring 3 people. Israel says Hamas still holding 229 Israelis captive in Gaza. 10 Americans remain unaccounted for. U.S. officials estimate that up to 600 Americans remain trapped in Gaza due to Israel's blockade. Lauren?
Carlos, thank you. An autopsy report revealing disturbing new details about the death of a pregnant model in downtown Los Angeles last month. According to the medical examiner's report, 31-year-old Melissa
in Harbor City wants felony charges reinstated